Well, we're recording now, but
Marcel.
you just missed that. You just missed that bit at the front. But I was just swearing at my computer, and then Owen just turned up in our chat. So yeah, Owen got a really nice, friendly welcome from me, which I'm sure he's very grateful for.
Yeah, it was
Owen?
almost glad as when I felt almost as good as when I saw the title to last week's video, "The Three Old Gamers." Smiley face. Excellent. Thank you very much.
We are old, mate. We are bloody old. We're fossils now. We're getting all crusty.
How old are you?
What do you reckon?
Yeah.
Give you three guesses, mate.
That old one, right? Now, what do I do? Do I go in young and try to make talk about, or do I tell you what I really think?
Tell me what you really think, mate. That's the Spice Girls.
Well, let's have a look. Okay. He's a prime Warhammer 5th edition gamer. Okay, so yeah, I'm sort of mid-90s. I'd say you're 41.
Not even close, mate. Marcel, next.
I already know how old are you, but I forgot because I'm also old. 45.
Not even close. Well, you're actually pretty close. Okay. I'll give you half a point for that. 46.
We're not even close at 45. And you're at 46.
I'm nearly 47, mate. Next month I'm 47. Next month.
I was being polite.
I know you're being polite. Thank you very much, Owen.
I was.
I won't even guess how old you are, mate. I'm not even going there. We'll never see you back.
What about you, Marcel? How old is Marcel?
I'm 40.
Judging by that fridge in the back, you must be about 85. That's your fridge.
That's my shelter for the next nuclear war, like in the Indiana Jones movie.
Very good. Yeah. That's right. Yeah. That would open up, and Indiana Jones would come out when he was like blown away in the fridge, wasn't he? He's still in there,
Yeah, mummified.
Yeah. No, good. Hey, good to see you guys. You all okay?
Sure.
Yeah, mate.
Where's Josh? How's the new celebrity on his new podcast? How's he doing?
Yeah, mate. Yeah, it was good. It was a really good chat with Brad today. I really enjoyed that. That's on the Dicecast podcast. Yeah, I don't know if you guys are familiar with that one, but yeah, Brad does a really good show. He's a really good presenter, really professional. And he's interviewed people like Rick Priestley about Rogue Trader, the origins of how he got into that. He interviewed people like Andy Chambers, a lot of the old Hammer crew, but he mainly does.
It was a lean week to have you on there, then, was it?
I know, mate. I'm following up these great people, and he's got me on there. Yeah. So I'm sure the ratings will probably just dived after that session today. But I think I got through it okay. I didn't stumble over my words. I sort of got everything out clearly and concisely as I could. So
when will it be online?
I think in maybe 2 weeks, because I know he said he had another he normally does like bold action. That's basically his thing, and he's basically the spokesperson for like podcasting for Warlord games. So all the Warlord game products he covers. So that's his main bread and butter. But yeah, he's now sort of dipping into old Hammer stuff now, just recently.
Okay.
So it's been really good because he talks a lot to Rick, and Rick seems really happy to come onto his show and talk a lot about either the history of the Games Workshop that he's been, projects he's worked on, or current stuff. So it's been quite cool. But yeah, we did all that. We talked about the fanzine. Now the fanzine's out, Owen. Did you know that?
Good God! No, but it came out well done. I got to say, both of you, excellent. I've read all the articles in there that you've both written, yourself as well, Marcel, and everything in there is so nice and so good. I was amazed when I saw it. I was really, really taken aback. It's a really, really nice publication. It's a good read. It's obviously a massive labour of love, and I think from what I've seen, it's been taken really positively, and I think that's a credit to both you guys and everybody else, really. The guys who designed it and things. It's just, it's a bit of a work of genius, really, all that. It's great. It's really, really good. I was really impressed with it. So well done, both. Well done. Diane.
I mean, it's, yeah.
Taking it back now. Kind of. I'm like, with a knock at the door, and I cursed the postman. I rushed downstairs, cursed the postman, shouting at him, and then I opened it up and I felt really bad because Marcel had sent me this. Look at that.
Ooh.
He sent me that and a lovely postcard as well.
That's lovely.
I cannot. I just want to say thanks online in front of our literally tens of viewers. Right. Thank you, Marcel. It's been a absolute pleasure to have that, and thank you very much. That's very, very kind. And I can't stop thinking about Man of War now since I've got that. That's really good. Thank you.
That was the attention, yeah, just to get a new Man of War player on board, because what should I do with 4 Praetonian galleons? Yeah, so no. The pleasure.
It's very nice, and it's only when I opened that up, and I mean, I opened this, and it was like opening you're talking about your fridge going back. It was like that. I was opening it up, and it was like a window into the past, you know, to have these old models that I haven't looked at for years and years and years, and to see these, and I'd forgotten how nice and how good they were, and how different they were as well. You know, when you're used to painting 25mm figures or 28mm figures as they are now, and then to go back and do something like that, that's totally different. It was a window, and that box, like my son came in earlier on, and he knows nothing about this, right? But he just looked at that box and he said, "Is that from the 80s?"
Close.
Yeah.
And just for your information, I also put the 3 metal smaller ships in there that are not officially Man of War ships. They are the same scale and are for the Mighty Empires games as counters for the pirate ships. But don't ask me why. I got 20 of them.
Wow.
Yeah. Don't ask me. Yeah. And you can use them with the metal sails, or just with the plastic ones I put in there, and make little paper sails, just as you like.
No, they look brilliant. I'll paint those up and I'll show them on you. That's my challenge now. I'll paint them all and I'll show them to you, okay? And they'll be. Yeah. And I feel really, really. I'm quite touched for that, Marcel. It's not often people are kind to me. I've been on you for ages. You know, Josh has sent me nothing. I'm nothing, Tom. Nothing.
You're not bloody getting anything now either.
No.
I was going to send you those bloody dice, mate, that I won. The role-playing dice.
I know. Yeah. And you were hinting. I know you were hinting about but the Bugman's mug. You want the Bugman's mug?
You want the Bugman's mug. That's right.
Look at that. That's what you want. You're not having it though. Oh, he's
poor
gone.
Bugman.
I'm gone. So tell me, have you played this week? Have you played any Hero Quest or anything? Or
yeah, we played. Yeah. When was it? Yesterday. Was it yesterday?
Yeah, it was yesterday. Yeah.
Yesterday, yeah. Wow, man. Yesterday we played another round of Advanced Hero Quest, back into the dungeon, 3rd level now, and we survived. And even a henchman survived. That's a new record.
Yeah, you only got two wills to write out now, and two severance pays to pay out to the to the families who are feeling the loss of 2 henchmen dying.
Yeah, massive casualties in this Hero Quest game, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's almost like a really Deep game, you know. That's it.
And we got from our last session a large amount of gold, and with all the gold, we bought new equipment and the henchman, and then we bought a lot of ingredients here. The wizard spell components the wizard need to cast his fireball, and he got some new spells that are just like airstrike attacks into the room. And we bought so many that we were thinking next time we will have to include a pony or a mule that is just carrying all the spell components for the wizard. So yeah.
Well,
but it was fun.
You were saying the wizard was rubbish. He's good now. Is he? The wizard is good now.
Yeah, but fragile. So if he comes in hand-to-hand combat, oh boy, yeah. But if he stays back and casts his spells, it's fine. And it was a close one again. because in the last quest room we encountered the Beastman Blood Bowl team. It was how many Beastmen, Joshua?
It was 11 beastmen
Yeah.
and 1 sentry. No, 2 sentries, wasn't it? 11 beastmen, 2 sentries, and a demonette. The demonette was like this character. There's 3 preset characters in the scenario, and they will reveal themselves during certain encounters during the quest. So they got to encounter the demonette this time. So the demonette's pretty special. She's got claws and she can attack 2 times, and she's a fearsome monster. She's got this invulnerability ability, which is quite cool. So when the heroes attack her, they have to roll a critical when they attack her. So if they're throwing 4 dice, one of those 4 dice has to be a critical in order for the other dice to count, because if they don't roll any criticals, it doesn't matter how many times you roll over the toughness, they won't count. So it's like an interesting mechanic. But yeah, it gave the heroes something to think about and sort of put them under a bit of pressure, which I was hoping to do, because they had it pretty easy so far. I think Marcel's going to probably argue against that, but I think they've had it pretty easy so far. No one's died, and yeah, I gave them something just to make it a little bit less easier for them to get to the quest room this time.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah,
it was good fun. Yeah.
How many were playing?
We were 3 players. So Joshua was a game master. Then Timothy from Canada was playing the warrior. I played the dwarf, and my wife played the elf. So
wow, yeah, good. Quite a few then, yeah, and a truly international affair again. Lots of people from all over the world playing a game. Brilliant, amazing, that. That's amazing to think of that. I was trying to, I know it's a bit off topic. I was talking to my parents this week, and I said every Sunday now I do a podcast, and I speak to a guy from Japan and a guy from Germany, and we all 3 of us, it's like as if we're in the same room talking about war games. And my mother just turned around and went, "Witchcraft."
That's brilliant.
Yeah, witchcraft. But it is.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah. But so tell me, Josh, you must have had a week now as a major celebrity in the wargaming scene. Tell me what was it like when the fanzine, as the kids say, finally dropped?
Mate, it's been just hectic. Like my phone was just like a Christmas tree, mate. It was just bloody lighting up every second. Notifications were flooding in from people, with commenting about it. A lot of positivity came back, which is awesome. I don't think we've had one negative comment, which has been really good. So we're definitely targeting the right people, and I think we're sort of honing on the right groups of people that would really appreciate it. So really, overwhelming feedback. I had an email from a guy today who's British, who now lives in the US, and he discovered the fanzine, and he ordered $3,000. Was it $3,000? Yeah, something like $3,000 worth of paints and old miniatures, just to kick back into his.
So next time we will get a letter from his wife.
Yeah.
What have you done to my husband? Yeah.
Yeah. Wondering why he spent $3,000 on 4 Chaos Dwarves.
Yeah.
Out of plastic.
Yeah. So that's been really cool. Someone asking about adding Blood Bowl, because he's like a big community organizer for the Blood Bowl team. A club somewhere in the UK, and that's something we're definitely going to do. We're definitely going to cover Blood Bowl. It's one of the all-time classic games. So I think we've already started production on the 2nd issue. So we've got lots of stuff coming up for that. We're not running out of ideas or running out of content, but we are going to probably just limit the pages a little bit slightly. I think the first one was like 90 pages. I think we're going to try to get it down to like 60 pages. Yeah, I think, and it will save on time. We can probably get it out every 2 months instead of every 3 months, which we had thought we might have to do.
But Joshua, the problem is with going 2 months is if we want to include like scenario, the battle reports or writing about our hobby projects. Maybe there's a problem that you aren't ready in time with just 2 months.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
true.
you can start, take pictures, write stuff, and just put it on hold for a later issue, and then get it all into one issue. That could work. Yeah.
Yeah, that could be better. And it really depends on Angel. I mean, he's the driving force behind it. If he wants to release it every 2 months, we'll just have to, just come up with what we have and just release it. I don't think we're
quit our jobs.
Yeah, quit our jobs and just start doing this full time. I don't think we'll run out of content. We've got certainly like things like people sending pictures of their armies. Well, we could have endless pages of heavy metal spotlights on the community with stuff like that. The Call of the Crown entries, we could do that. But yeah, actual written content of articles and that kind of thing, well, that takes time. So yeah, we need at least 2 months. I reckon 3 months is a good time frame between issues. I think then we have a really good substantial amount of content then ranging from different systems and different kinds of articles, and we're not putting anybody under really substantial pressure to get things out on time. I think the deadlines is going to be the ones that we're going to have to be. It's going to come to a point where things are going to struggle a little bit. I think people are going to get tired, or things are going to come up in their normal life that it might become harder for them to meet deadlines. So I think 3 months is a good stretch of time before we can get a good 60, 70 pages out.
I think that's good. I think quarterly is good. Quarterly, sort of full-time. I think that would be good.
Yeah, I think quarterly is even good. I think quarterly is even good as well. Yeah, I'd rather.
Well, it's the same. It's that's why it's good. It's the same.
Yeah.
It's all quarterly. It's up to you, isn't it?
Yeah, quarterly. That's it. Sorry, mate. You're right. Yeah. Cheers. I'll leave you to it now. I'll fetch my coat.
No, that's right. You didn't send any Man of War through the post. Okay, that's it. Right? No.
That's true. Yeah.
The thing on everybody's lips now, the one that every wargamer is asking. This is, the emails I've been receiving by the thousand, is when is there going to be the Crown of Command World Championships held? A truly international event. That's what we want next.
I don't know.
Boy.
I'm looking at you.
Go on quiet,
I'm looking at you. I'm waiting for the answer. Are you organising it?
Well, Church Hall in Wales, if you want.
Yeah. Hold at the local McDonald's, but in the car park.
Yeah, on a cruise ship in international waters or something like that. Yeah. So everyone fly in, it would be great.
Sorry, Mozambique or something, yeah.
Yeah, and somewhere totally where we could all go and play and get together. That would be amazing, wouldn't it?
Well,
I know it's difficult.
I think Bring Out Your Lead 2023. That's going to be my rough estimate as to when it's all going to kick off. We're going to have like our own sort of Crown of Command table area where people can come and play games and that kind of thing. That's part of our group. I think with Bring Out Your Lead, I've never been there, but I think you need to actually book a table.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think you can just rock up. I think you actually have to book stuff. So we're going to have to book stuff in advance and have our own sort of section of the venue where we can have our own game set up.
Have you been to it, Marcel? Have you been to Bring Out Your Lead? Have you? Or?
No, I was thinking about going this year because now the info is out and you can, I think, register on the page here from Foundry. But it's just too unsure with all the pandemic.
Yeah.
And the problem is from work, I got all my vacation time already booked for this year.
Yeah.
But I'm really thinking about going next year. So 2020. And I'm quite confident that I can make a table here with a 4th edition starter box scenario.
Yeah.
So with the High Elves and the Goblins with Grom the Paunch. That would be nice. but
Yeah,
let's see. Yeah, and I've got this crazy idea in my head to organize an Hirohama, Oldhammer, whatsoever event here in Germany. But the problem is because we are quite, the location is good for Central Europe. We've got so many guys there in Scandinavia, in Sweden, in Denmark. We've got the guys in Poland that they're also making their own event. And we've got the guys in France, Spain, Italy. So in Germany, we are quite in the middle.
Yeah.
The only problem is if you want to organize such an event is to rent the space. And then it's getting quite expensive.
Yeah.
But it's just an idea in my head between all the other crazy hobby ideas I have. So it would be nice, but let's see.
That would be amazing. That would be, I would love to come out there. That would be amazing. I know it's somewhere I've always wanted to visit, and to come out and game with you guys would be brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. I'm booked into an event in Birmingham, in England, in July, which is being run by a friend of mine, a guy called Alex Storch. Hello, if he's watching. But it is a 6th edition event. It's called Warhammer Resurrection. And that is happening at the Battlefields, which is a shop in Birmingham, which I haven't been to, which is apparently very nice. So COVID permitting, fingers crossed. In July, I'll be going to a tournament in Birmingham. So that'll be nice. But I'd love to come to one of the European tournaments. I know the Polish one is big, isn't it? And have you been to that one?
No, sadly not. It would be nice because it's in Warsaw, and my wife got relatives there, and I was never there in Warsaw, so I could combine things, hobby things and sightseeing, and my wife could spend some family time there with their relatives. That would be really cool. But sadly, my colleague from work got their vacation time there already booked, and booked travel, so next year.
Yeah, sure. That'd be great. That'd be great. What about you, Josh? Are there many tournaments out in Japan you could go to? Or?
There is some kind of like a hobby kind of expo they have here in Tokyo, but I've never been to it. I would like to actually go there just to have a look at it, because I know that they've got various different people. I mean, GW is going to be there, like the big boys will be there, but a lot of like independent board game developers, that kind of stuff will be there. Miniature makers. There's also like a big miniature kind of like a convention that happens in Shizuoka Prefecture that I just found out about not so long ago through one of the other guys I know now in Tokyo, and they get together, but it's obviously being cancelled because of COVID now. But when that opens up again, I would love to go there, because it's basically just miniature enthusiasts that go there, and they just talk about miniatures, and they have people who like design miniatures. They have like a massive painting competition, and that would probably range from various different scales, from historical to fantasy. Covers every single genre and area. So yeah, that'd be really cool to go and just have a bit of an eye opener, I think. And also the Tamiya. I think that's where Tamiya comes from. The Tamiya model kits come from Shizuoka as well. So you've got like a massive museum that I would love to go and see, because as a kid, I think about 7 or 8, I remember getting the Tamiya catalog and just being blown away, just to the sheer realism of the amount of work they could put into the kits and the painting and the dioramas they made for all those models. I would love to go to the museum at some point in Shizuoka and check it out. So yeah, mate, that's on my bucket list for sure.
One of my first jobs was working in a models and hobbies shop, and they used to sell those Tamiya kits in there, and they were just awesome, weren't they? Good years ago, the tanks and the armored cars, and the detail that used to go into those was just amazing. But they always just seemed too difficult. They were and some of them were motorized as well, weren't they? So you could like use them as remote control cars and things like that. But they were incredible, and the painting that used to go into those was well ahead of its time, because they looked superb 30 years ago, you know?
Yeah, I still remember putting my first tank together. It was a
Go on.
Tamiya tank.
I just got a picture of Josh on the screen.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Hello.
Yeah.
Yes.
I was just thinking that it just brought back a flashback that I had first bought my first tank. It was a Tamiya tank, and I put it all together and painted it. And I thought, oh, that'd be really cool to put like mud on the tracks and that kind of thing, and to make it more realistic, like to the dioramas and stuff. So I don't know what concoction I came up with, but it must have been bloody awful. I mean, it looked like shit smeared all over the tank. It looked like I just put it through feces, basically human feces or whatever. It looked awful. Sorry about that, mate. Yeah. When's dinner time again?
But it's funny that you mentioned the Tamiya model kits. I wasn't in Tamiya because that wasn't my scale. I built here the 20 millimeter model kits, and I remember the holidays in summer, I got a whole bunch of Matchbox model kits, the tanks and the planes and everything. And man, that was to remember it. I was sitting in my room on the desk, and I've got the plastic glue and all this emile paints, and I was with a nose right over them. I must be so high because of all the fumes and everything. I don't want to know how many brain cells I fried in this age. Yeah. So
I used to go on, Marcel.
Yeah, I was just want to say something also here about the fanzine. Because I just Googled it to see on what pages it comes up and how the reaction is and everything. And it guys on a German Warhammer forum were talking about. And I registered today to just say hello. If you have any questions, go ahead. Because they were talking about, oh, that's nice, and the nostalgia and everything. And oh man, look, Goblin green bases. That was the time. And then they were discussing, hey, do we need, if we make a battle report and send it in, do our miniatures also have to be Goblin green bases?
Absolutely. I won't accept it otherwise. You tell them, Marcel.
I told them, no, it's totally fine, but the miniatures have to be at least 4th or 5th edition or older, but no way 6th edition, because that's not Hirohama. And but they were all over it, and it was really nice. And I'm thinking about doing this for the fanzine as a long project, painting my Warhammer Quest stuff. And maybe we can play together and do a little battle report, something like that. That would be cool.
That would be great. That would be really great. As you were talking about the Goblin green bases, I was doing them for my skinks that I've been painting this week. You know, I was talking about them last week. And I never done Goblin green bases, even in the day. And I can remember I spoke to a friend this week, and I said, well, what do you think about the Goblin green bases? And he said, hated them then, hate them now. I was like, oh, that's a bit harsh.
Yeah, that's a bit harsh, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, Goblin green bases, that says everything about, 5th edition Warhammer, doesn't it? Yeah.
Tell them Josh says you're bloody clueless, mate. Goblin green bases are the thing. Okay? They're in vogue. Green. They're back in vogue.
They are. But it's funny, isn't it? Because if I'd looked at a white dwarf about 10 years ago, I'd gone, oh my God, look at those bases. But they've become trendy again now, and they look good again, don't they? It's weird how people accept them differently.
Mm.
But there we are. Yeah.
There's a nice YouTube tutorial here from what it is, Games Workshop TV or so, their official YouTube channel.
Yeah.
And it was, how to say, there was one of the painters, oh, we will now paint an old Space Marine, here the plastic ones from 2nd edition, and we will paint them old style with green bases. But of course, he used their modern painting range, and it wasn't ever close to the Goblin green anymore.
No.
But nice try. So
I've got in my painting collection over there, which I won't show you because it's the worst mess you've ever seen. But there's a pot there of green ink from the original range from the 80s, and I still use it. It's a dark green ink. I'll find it by next time because I don't want to turn my camera around because it's just horrendous. But you have a look at it, and this pot of green ink in the first ever type of pots that they had, and it still works. It's great. Really
look
good.
at this.
Oh,
That's
an
the
old one.
first. That's the first
What's that, a
Citadel
chainmail?
paint. Yeah, that's chainmail, and that is the first paint pot I bought, 94, from
Wow.
from the GW hobby store, and it's still good, and I still use it. So that says something about the old Citadel paints.
Can you remember buying it? Can you remember buying it?
I remember needing it because I was painting with the Hobbycraft acrylic paints from my father in the little tubes.
Yeah.
And I got no metallic colors, no gold and no iron or so to paint the armor. And then I was thinking, okay, I need some. And then I went to, and it was in a hobby store, and I went to our hobby game store and bought the chainmail and the, what's the other one? Shining Gold. Yeah, and they are still good.
Wow, that's amazing. That's really, really good. Yeah, I'll by next week I'll find the green pot for you, right? Because that's even older. It's a really ancient one. But yeah, it bubbles a bit. But probably if I open it, fumes will kill me. But it'll be good.
Yeah. Maybe
So
a nurgling comes out of it or
Probably,
something like that. Be careful. Yeah.
I don't think nurglings were invented then, so I don't know what will come out. You know. So what's your plans this week, Josh? What are you going to do now? You know, surfing the crest of the wave of wargaming.
Check this out, mate. Check this out, brother. What's this? You know this one?
I do know that one. I do know. I have a load of figures for that, actually.
Oh, you do? Oh, brilliant.
Yeah.
Oh, mate, we're going to play it, mate. We're going to play it remotely. Yeah,
I've never played.
You never played it?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
never played.
Just like me, I never played it too because I just loved the miniatures and I painted the models. I just loved all the books. I just loved everything they did. These guys at Rackham, they changed the industry, and I'm going to do a range of podcasts about this with some really passionate people in the Facebook Confrontation 3.5 Fanatic group. We've got Owen and Kyle. They're going to come on with me, and we're going to talk about this because this consumed 10 years of my life, and I'm not letting it go. I'm a stubborn old bastard, and I'm going to bring it back. I'm going to resurrect it, and people are going to start playing it and loving it and buying the models. The prices will go through the roof like the Hirohama stuff has. There will not be a fanzine, so don't worry. I got no time. But yeah, I want to play this game. I want to actually embrace and get in touch with what I've been missing out on, because I played one game with Owen. It was awesome. It is basically Hirohama. It's very much emulates all the classic games of the 90s. This came out around about the late 90s, early 2000s, I believe. Because this is the third edition, so they started with first and second edition. So it's an old game. It's been the IP's been dragged through the mud several times. It's such a shame because it's such a beautiful, beautiful product, and there's a lot of passionate guys out there really wanting to keep the spirit alive for the world of Arclash and Confrontation. So yeah, expect this to be on videos or on a podcast very soon, guys.
Okay.
You see what's happened here, Marcel. Okay, Hirohama now has become mainstream. It's too cool for it now. He's moving on. He's moving on. It's like
Sorry.
Like when Jerry left the Spice Girls, right?
And that's the second reference of Spice Girls tonight. What's going on?
I bought all the Epic stuff, because you got me into Epic, Joshua, and now you are moving on. leaving
Yeah.
us behind
Yeah.
with all
Yeah,
the
that's right.
unpainted stuff.
Exactly.
My,
Keep us
my
unpaid.
poor heart.
Worst
Yeah.
type war game of this. Worst.
Yeah.
Well, look
type
at this
war
way,
game.
Marcel. You got 50 boxes behind you, mate. You can stick them full of bloody miniatures in there, mate. You'll be right. The cats can play with them. You know, when you feel
No.
when you've got the time, you
No.
can paint them. It's okay, mate. Hey, I've got
Nice
two
try.
armies painted. I've got two epic armies painted. I've got what? 3 Warhammer Fantasy armies painted. I've got almost it's like a second edition 40k army painted. Mate, we're flying ahead. We've got, I've got Rackham stuff painted up as well, so it's all ready to go. It's all ready to play. We just got to get it on the table.
You
That's
you
my
are
next catchphrase.
a hobby butterfly. Just
I
flying
am. Marcel,
flower
haven't you
to
worked it
flower.
out? Haven't you worked it out? We've been friends for over a year.
Oh man, yeah, that's a year. Only
That's
a
a year.
year,
I know,
and so
I know.
much changed. My
Look how much
my
money you've
banking
spent
account
already.
is crying. Yeah, oh, don't ask. I got an order coming in next week,
Yeah.
and it took the guys from Black Tree Design only 4 months
To get
to
it to
send it.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah. At least you're gonna get it. At least it's a happy
Yeah.
ending. You got it.
Yeah. I hope so. At least I got the tracking number. I can now live following it on the way. But man, that's really bad for their business because the
It's
miniatures
not good.
are really, really cool.
Yeah.
So
We don't want to give them any bad press because we don't know what's happening in the background there. But anyhow, guys, we've got
Yeah.
about 3 minutes to wrap up this our video podcast today. So, Owen, have you got anything planned for this week, mate?
I'm going to finish my skinks and I'm going to move on and paint the great frog. I've got a lovely base.
Ooh, okay.
Great frog is going to be ready, and I've also got some salamanders which have arrived and are looking nice. So yeah, that's going to be done. I'm going to finish off some of my Mythic America stuff as well. So yeah, I've got a busy week sort of, and I've got to do some writing. Because of this, there's been a few writing things come in, so I'm going to do a bit of that. And yeah, and I've also put a new story on the channel today on the Time Between Times storytelling. So anyone who wants to go there, please do.
Good, mate. We'll have to go and check it out. I'm going to check it out after we have a conversation today. Marcel, what do you got planned for this week, mate?
I really hope to finish the Dragon Princess and Tyrion for the challenge, and then I can move on to paint some goblins. That will be way easier than the gemstones and the high elves. Yeah.
You just got goblin green skin then. Yeah, that's all.
Yeah.
Those high elves look fantastic.
Yeah, they do.
Marcel.
They do.
Proud of them.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lovely looking army. Lovely looking
fantastic.
army.
All right, boys. Well, thank you so much again for joining me again, taking your time out of your day to come and talk to me and talk about some old Hammer, new Hammer, whatever Hammer, painting, hobbies, anything we've planned in the future. It's been really good to talk to you guys. Take care, everybody, and catch you in the next one.
This is the Young Gamers signing off.
Yeah. All right, guys. Cheers.
Okay,
Take
guys.
care. See ya.
Yeah.
Good night.
Okay, bye-bye.